Hello, everybody, and welcome to Grow Up, Level Up, the podcast where we talk about the fun and games that helped us grow up and how we celebrate and play games in our adult lives today. And today's topic, we got a very special one because we're bringing in two guests from the Pokemon vending scene, the wonderful wide world of reselling Pokemon cards. Please welcome to the show, Collin and Andrew from the Good Mart.
Thanks,
Hello.
Samson. Hello.
Go ahead. It's cool.
Feels like an intro to WWE. I like it.
Oh man, if we
Walking down
had
the
the
ramp now.
Sparks and
Yes.
the
Yeah.
I gave you guys nicknames. Maybe one day. Once the budget goes up.
Yeah.
But folks, if you are new here at Grow Up Level Up, my name is Samson. I'll be your host today. And on Grow Up Level Up, we go through the funny games, like I said, the funny games that you should be playing in your adult lives, but also just exploring how we incorporate video games, fun, hobbies, all that into our day-to-day lives, because I think having fun is very important. Our guest today, like I said, is the Good Mart. A couple of actually, Collin, Andrew, why don't you introduce yourselves? How would you describe yourself?
Colin, you should go first.
You go first. You go first.
How would we introduce ourselves? Like as a couple, as the Good Mart, or just as individuals?
My name's Collin.
Why don't you introduce the Good Mart first?
My name's Collin. Andrew and I started the Good Mart about a year and a half ago. He's been and I'm speaking on behalf of Andrew now.
Let's do it, man.
Just do it.
He's been into
jazz.
Pokemon forever. He got me back into it when I first I think a year and a half. Yeah, roughly a year and a half ago, a little bit longer. I guess. Do you want to go, Andrew? Take it over from me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's chill. I've been collecting like all my life essentially. I got into it here and there, and then I stopped for a little bit, and then Collin actually brought it up to me again. He was interested in kind of sparking that all over again. And then we started collecting together. We started to have like a shared collection. And then we started to just accumulate a lot of excess cards, which we then slowly sold on like Marketplace, did deals with our friends, and then we tried selling them at the flea market, which was kind of like our kind of first step into selling them to like the public and just people that we didn't know, or just private deals. And that really kind of felt like, okay, this is kind of like starting, which was never the intention, but it felt like this is becoming a bigger thing than just two of us trading cards or opening packs together. And then we did that for like six or so months, maybe more, maybe less. And then after a trip from Japan, which was last October, we've been doing it pretty frequently, consistently every week, every other weekend at card shows. Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, we'll dive into that journey a little more for sure. But before we do, I want to talk about a little bit of housekeeping. If you didn't know, like I said, we are Grow Up, Level Up. We are a podcast talking about the fun and games that helped us grow up. If you like what you hear, if you like to support myself or support folks like Collin and Andrew, I'm going to call you guys some entrepreneurs, okay? Some entrepreneurs like Collin and Andrew. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to show us that you support us. If you really want to support us, check out growuplevelup.com. We have some merch. You can get like this t-shirt. You can get a hoodie. It's kind of too hot for hoodies right now in Vancouver, so I'm like,
you can get them and store them for a month or two.
Yeah. Buy them now so they're ready for the winter. You can get a hat, so go to growuplevelup.com. Also, if you are watching live, just like Elgator is, Blaster Goblin is, Perry Chuman is, and of course, Sir Dr. J.M. Jordan is, you can comment and react and be a part of the show. Just write in the chat. If you have any questions for Collin and Andrew, for our guests, please write them into the Twitch chat. I'm pretty sure we're like an open book. We were like planning this episode out, and then I think the general consensus is like, let's just freestyle it. Let's just have some fun. Yeah. So any questions, any thoughts, write them in the Twitch chat and be there. If you're listening to this later on YouTube or on podcasts, catch us twitch.tv/growuplevelup, usually Tuesday nights. But ring that notification bell so you know when we go live. Bringing it back to the Good Mart. So it sounds like you've only been the Good Mart as a collective for like just over a year or about a year.
Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So it started off as like, I guess you guys just like did it almost naturally. It sounds like it was like, oh, we have a collection. Oh, let's try selling this. I don't need this. Oh, let's make it an established thing. I guess tell me a little bit more about what motivated you to turn it from just selling on Facebook Marketplace to having a business name and being at events every week.
Go
After
for it,
you,
Andrew.
Colin. No, you
Go
go.
for it.
No.
I think like as I got back into the hobby because of Andrew, I started to kind of find cards I really enjoyed and liked, and cards that I don't really care for. And so we would open packs a lot, and we'd get like dupes or some like really crazy cards that we just don't really like. I don't really care for much. So we would sell
Mhm.
them, and then eventually became more like, oh, we can sell these cards and buy cards we actually like, and then grow our own collection. And so that's kind of what we did. And I think that's more so how it evolved into like, hey, let's try the flea market. Let's try selling there and see if we can buy cars that we actually like afterwards. And then it just became slowly, grew into like a bigger community and then became more of a thing that we just constantly did and repeated a lot.
Hmm. How long was that turnaround? Like, did you come to that conclusion in like a year, half a year, 3 months? The next week, you're like,
I
let's turn this to a business.
I think Colin and I we were just like kind of collecting for a couple months. Um and then like it everything kind of happened naturally. I think everything just flowed so well. Like we
Mhm.
had zero intention of like, oh, we're gonna be Pokemon vendors one day. We're gonna do this full time. It was just literally Colin like brought it up. We went to EB Games and we bought like a Greninja EX box set,
Oh
and
yeah.
then we opened that for fun at a Starbucks, and then we were just opening, and then like Colin really felt like the rush and adrenaline,
It
and
was
The
so
then
dopamine
addicting. It
hit,
was
right?
so
Yeah.
addicting.
and then immediately we were like looking on eBay and like, oh, what's this worth? Like blah blah. And I think like from the get go, Colin and I both really established the fact that we're only gonna collect what we like. Like we really avoided like the hype, or just stuff that we didn't care for, which is why it led us to like selling on Marketplace. But then
Mhm.
like solely because of that rush at Starbucks, we bought more stuff together and we opened more packs, and then it slowly progressed to us filming it. We weren't like at this point we weren't even like on Instagram like together. We were just kind of opening them. We recorded. We didn't even edit them. We just recorded it just because in case we got a hit, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. To get the reaction,
And we
yeah.
still have a lot of footage that we have like unreleased from like
Ooh.
way when we started and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just slowly like progressed like naturally, and then because of like you said, like the excess stuff we were selling on Marketplace, um, we had, I guess in you would say like at the flea market, they're like, hey, why don't you try this?
Yeah.
And then we also found some other people that happened to sell stuff there, and we're like, okay, that could work for us, but how can we kind of change it up and make it like our own? Because we don't want to just copy and paste, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
It just kind of like progressed naturally. We started to just riff, do our thing, and we found like
Yeah.
our niche and our style and palette and everything, and yeah, it just kind of took off.
Yeah, tell me a little
Mhm.
bit more about your niche and your style. And while you do, I'm going to
Ooh.
bring up for our viewers a photo of you guys
Oh
vending.
my goodness.
This was taken literally last
Wow.
Saturday.
You've grown so
Hey,
much,
and
Andrew.
before you get into the niche and stuff, Sir Dr. JM in the chat brings up a really good question that I totally forgot to ask you guys. But what are your guys' favorite Pokemon? We should have led with
Ooh.
that one.
Uh,
I'll bring it
Favorite
up.
Pokemon? Ooh. I have a few, but my go-to one right now is Greninja, I think for sure. I just like the
Ooh.
ninja Pokemon, so Greninja and Scizor, but between the two, probably Greninja.
Awesome. And Andrew, yours?
For me is Lapras. It took a long time to like get there. I do have some others, Colin, for sure. We can get into that later if you want. But
Oh, okay.
but I think Lapras for sure is my most nostalgic. Yeah.
And I'm assuming you guys have like a large collection of those Pokemon or working on a master set?
Yeah. We're slowly master setting them. Like I have like a plushie right here of Lapras and everything.
Aw,
Yeah.
very nice, very nice. All right. Bringing it back to the original question. Yeah, what kind of style, what kind of niche do you guys have in your shop? Because
I love
like you
Colin
like
explaining this.
Sure.
This is
What?
okay, okay.
Okay, I gotta preface first. Andrew is way better at storytelling and like explaining things than I am, so I'll do my best. But
you're
Andrew,
good. You're
Go
step in.
for
good.
it. Go
This is
for it.
jazz. I like what you said, Samson. This is jazz.
It's
This is just
jazz. Take it easy.
yeah.
Kick your feet
I love
up.
it. I love it.
I love it. Actually, Samson, what are you drinking? First of all, what is that over
Oh,
there?
good question. I fun grow up level of lore. I used to ask everybody what they're drinking on the pod, and then I decided to
Oh,
waste too much time. But today I'm having a rum and coke.
oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Okay, that's that type of podcast. Have water.
What's in the water?
Ah, hopefully nothing, right, Andrew? Okay. Anyway, inventory or niche. We really like vintage to mid-era stuff. I think for us, if we had to choose between like modern stuff and vintage, it's no question that we're choosing vintage. We love our WotC, we love our E series, we love our Delta species, all that kind of stuff. I think for us, it's very nostalgic, and so when people come to our table, they see that we're not like everyone else, not because we're trying to be different, but mainly because it's actually what we like. And typically, if things don't sell on our table, we're also very happy just keeping it ourselves because we love that kind of stuff. Like if you look through Andrew's collection or my collection, you won't see very many modern full arts. You'll see like a lot of just vintage mid-era stuff, and it's purely for the nostalgia and just for the enjoyment of the older style cards.
Before you continue, Andrew, I just want to shout out the drop-in dropout. The JK Games podcast just rated us with 7 viewers. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, welcome!
We are chatting with Collin and Andrew from the Good Mart, chatting about what kind of Pokemon cards they sell and what that journey is like. So yes, drop in, drop out also works. It was very fast. But yeah, welcome in. Thanks for coming in at such a great time. We are just literally, Collin was just explaining what kind of heckin' cards they sell. I'm trying to pull up a photo of what you meant by mid-era. So I'm just going to do a little thingy here. Give me a second.
When you pull this up, are we able to see it too?
I think so. Stop, share. And you let me know if this is the kind of stuff that you guys sell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
So,
that
like, what
Phantasmal Charizard,
years of Pokemon cards is this approximately, I guess?
I think from Park Gold, Soul Silver, and backwards.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
like 2011, 2012 and backwards?
2015-ish prior. Usually we like that kind of stuff. I know everyone has like different versions of like mid-era or vintage, but like
yeah.
we like X and Y, black, white.
I have that one. That's good.
I think we sold it on stream at one point too. It's kind of
we did.
It's a pretty interesting Pokemon card to have.
Yeah,
and then anything prior to that, that's our bread and butter, I think.
Very nice. Andrew, anything to add?
I think no. Colin pretty much nailed everything. Like I think I grew up with like the Diamond and Pearl era. And Colin like has a bunch of like favorites here and there, but I think like his niche is like Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Obviously, there's like the Neos stuff and all the things that the WotC era was, but I think that's where like sure again like Colin said you can vary and it depends. It's subjective like what mid era is, but for us like those two going backwards is like a safe bet. Like any card, if customers want to trade in or the stuff that we're looking to purchase, most of the time that's kind of the range that we're in.
And for folks who don't know, like we said a little earlier, people sell all types of different products in the Pokemon vendor space. Most people sell like sealed product and like modern SIRs like art rares and stuff. So how did you guys, even though you are like newer in the vending space, what made you guys land on deciding to sell the mid-era Diamond Pearl, this kind of product instead of sealed, or as in like the boxes aren't opened, and the modern stuff?
Go for it, Andrew.
At least for me, Colin, please chime in whenever you feel. But I think like it just goes back to what Colin said. I think he summed it up perfectly. Like we just collect like what we like. Like of course, like we understand this evolved into like a business, and we need to like have something for everyone to a certain extent. But like at its core, like our principle is like, if let's just say Pokemon like just drops tomorrow, like there's no value, or like, like if we're stuck with all of our inventory, would we be okay with it? And right
Mm.
now, like for the most part, the answer is always yes, because we make it strategic to buy the stuff that we like, so then we can connect a lot easier, but also more genuinely with the customers that come to see
Mhm.
us. Because like over like the past year or so, or maybe a little bit less, but since we've like been vending at like shows, um, like it's nice that we're kind of known for that. Like even other vendors will try to offload like their vintage mid-era stuff to us when people come to buy to the shows. It's like Colin said, it's very rewarding when people are like, oh hey, like I haven't seen a lot of like vintage or mid-era stuff like other than you guys, and it's because
Yeah.
that's just what we genuinely like first, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also like nowadays when you look at the modern stuff, there's a lot of stuff that's like they only care about the big hitters. They only care about like those chase cards. But like when you look at the vintage stuff, every card is so cool. Doesn't
Mm.
matter if they're like a Charizard or if it's like a like a Rattata or whoever or whatever. Like every card has such a unique artwork back then, and they're also like really cool and things that you wouldn't normally see nowadays. Whereas every not to speak badly about like other vendors and stuff like that, but like now if you go to like most tables, you'll see a lot of the same stuff. Whereas we just like I don't know, for
Mm-hmm.
us it's
Yeah,
just cool. It's
no,
just
for
cool.
sure. We had a customer come by at our last show saying like, oh, like, well, like they were overwhelmed before like coming to our table because everywhere they looked, everyone was just selling the same stuff. And again, not to just say that like only the Good Mart sells like vintage mid-era stuff, only come to us. Like people do that here and there for sure, but I think like the big picture plan for me and Colin is to like just really specialize in that and just be known for like having the mid to
Mm-hmm.
vintage era cards.
It sounds like it's almost a happy accident then. Like this was stuff that you were already interested in more so than the modern stuff. And then yeah, slowly you became the guys that are the mid-era vintage guys. And it's starting to become your brand slowly, naturally, which is kind of the best part. You're not trying too hard, and you're still genuinely passionate about this generation of Pokemon cards as opposed to the modern stuff. And yeah, like as a speaking as like a consumer of cards, I guess I kind of have a similar timeline of when I also got back into it. And I think we saw each other kind of like naturally get back into it more and more. But yeah, I'm like, now when I go to card shows, it's like, yeah, I get kind of bored of all the modern stuff, and it really is your table that is interesting. I'll pull up the photo again. It's like
Thank
super
you.
interesting that I don't know if we have the ability to enhance. Maybe we don't.
It's okay.
but it's not like boxes behind you guys. It's like, yeah, those old cards that we were showing on the
Mm.
stream earlier. Yeah.
Can I also just shout out really quickly? Like the
Mm-hmm.
artwork you see there is also drawn by Andrew. And typically
Oh.
we could draw and I'm speaking on behalf of Andrew, the artist now. But
Thank
like
you.
typically like he could draw like EVs or what's like other popular Pokemon, whatever. He only draws things that we actually like and enjoy, and we want to share that with people who also like enjoy the same things. And so we try our best not to fit into the mold of everything
Mm.
else that's currently
Yeah.
happening right now, but more so of like
Mm-hmm.
what do we kind of like, and then hopefully we can connect with people who also like the same thing. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sorry, I just kind of went off.
Thank you, Colin.
Oh
No,
no, it's a good shout out. I was actually also just saying at the show, like I didn't know, Andrew, that you're an artist and you did this as well.
God damn, that's a nice photo. I haven't seen that photo.
I was saying like, I really want your art on like a play mat that I can take to tournaments and stuff, because I'm mostly a Pokemon card player, right? So
Yeah,
I'd
yeah, yeah,
love to be able to do that one day. Um,
yeah.
I guess I'm gonna tie this question into High Score Weekly's chat here. But one, I guess, category of cards we haven't really talked about is graded cards.
Ooh.
So like slabs, I got one right here. My Rainbow Pikachu signed by
Ooh,
Steve
the
Aoki.
Yoki.
Ooh,
Very
nice.
nice, very
Got this a
nice.
while ago. Actually, I met him in person and signed it. It's a fun story.
Very
That's
I don't
really
want to
cool.
cool,
mention.
actually.
Very cool.
You gotta tell us
But
that
graded,
story.
yeah, I can tell in a bit. Actually, if Lucas is still in the chat, it was kind of his his initiative, and then he got Steve Aoki to come, and he was doing a fundraiser for
Wow.
the autism community. Super cool.
That's
I
awesome.
met Steve Aoki.
That's really cool.
Question about graded cards. Do you guys do slabs? Do you guys do graded cards? And what's your kind of view around those? Is that something that you guys personally or even professionally chase and follow?
Go
Colin, I
for it,
feel like
Andrew.
this is you. This is a you.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
No,
Ah, just kidding,
you
just
actually
kidding.
should go. I think you
Okay.
have a better insight on this.
We do have slabs. Personally, we own slabs. But at the Good Mart, we also sell some slabs. We're trying to offload our PSA slabs, not because it's like it's kind of what I mentioned earlier. We don't want to fit in with the rest of the people. Everyone's got PSA slabs. It's not really our thing. We really stand behind Tag. I think Tag has some of the most beautiful slabs available on the market right now, but also they're very transparent with how they grade their cards. They send you a whole dig report of like, okay, this card got this corner had a little bit of a ding, bit of a scratching here. This is why they got that grade. Whereas PSA doesn't really give you much information. And so we typically sell. We're right now we're offloading our PSA slabs to buy Tag slabs, just because that's what we believe in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to Tag. They are smaller in the whole space, but friend of the show, Jesse Peng, who's been on Grow Up Level Up before,
Jesse
does a lot of work
Peng.
in this space as well. And yeah, like Colin said, they like use AI, and then AI in a good sense, and then they like give you a report and a scan of your card that you can check out online. It's really cool stuff, and it is like a lot more justified than PSA. I think like PSA has like it's kind of like, oh, it's just how the guy
There's
was
a
feeling of the day,
couple
right?
controversies with them, but like again, like to Colin's point, not to like downplay like any other like grading company. Like me personally, I have like the majority of my current inventory of my PC that are graded is PSA. I used to have an account with CGC where I would personally grade stuff.
Wow.
Now Colin and I are slowly starting to submit a lot more tag. But just as a company, like for Good Mart, we're trying to just move in that direction. Yeah, I also think like just for practical reasons, at least for like right now, it's way easier to submit and obtain the cards slabs back. Because that's one thing that we want to start implementing.
Yeah.
And yeah, bringing it in High Score Weekly's chat here for first edition cards or base set shadowless, so like very rare stuff. Are there ones that aren't worth grading? I'm also nervous sending some in the mail like Charizard. Should I go to an in-person show where PSA is, or what should I know? Do you guys have any insight around this?
It's a really good question.
Yeah, we can start with the first half about the first edition cards grading.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, as vintage enjoyers, what's your opinion around collecting and selling those shadowless cards, the base set cards?
For me, I think again, just goes back to like our whole mantra, I guess. But it's like, are you grading it because you're looking to like flip? Like, genuinely ask yourself, like, are you looking to grade it to flip it? Or are you looking to grade it just because you genuinely like the card that happens to be like a first edition shadowless, whatever it is? Because if that's the case, then do it. Why would you not? Like, you're gonna unseal your card. You know, you're gonna keep it like in amazing condition, like or whatever condition is like forever. Then there's no question if you're keeping it through your PC. If it happens to get a good grade, then fantastic. But if it doesn't, then that's also okay because you personally like the card, right? But if you're looking to flip it, then that's where it gets a bit more like tricky. That's why I think again, Colin and I also like just goes back to the whole thing. Like we grade stuff knowing like we don't grade something that would be like say realistically a 7 or an 8, hoping that it would get like a 10. But we are also open to the fact that like if it doesn't get a 9 or sorry a 10, then will we still be okay just keeping it for ourselves, right? So I think just always having that in the back of your head, if you're looking to like flip it, maybe it's worth just doing it raw. So you know, it's like quick turnaround time. You know what you're like expecting,
and you don't
but if
spend
you're
money grading it.
exactly, yeah. But if you're looking to grade it, and then keep it for yourself, then why would you not, right? That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, Colin, do you have anything to add as well? Yeah, okay.
I think you're pretty spot on, Andrew.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. It's very, yeah, like is it for business or is it for pleasure? If it's for pleasure, you can grade it. Doesn't really matter what it gets. But if you're really banking on like selling your base set Charizard for a down payment or something, then that's a different question.
I mean, I'd also say like, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'd also say like if you're trying to figure out which cards are worth grading, because it sounds like you may potentially want to sell it in the future. I would just check like probably like for those ones specifically because the price fluctuates a lot. Try to check like eBay last solds. Like if you're trying to grade a Rattata and you think it might get a 10, you can check that specific listing and see when it last sold, like how much it sell for, and then based on that type of research that you do, then send it in and then hope for a 10 or hope for a 9. Yeah, just do your research before you send it in. If it's like a Charizard where the range kind of varies from like it varies a lot from like 1 to 10, then yeah, just double check your research first and just be very careful. And if you are planning to send it in through mail, I probably would have. I mean, I personally would avoid that, but just because it is a very expensive item. Bring it to like a local card store that does the submissions for you, or at a card show. That way, that at least you can make sure there's that the card's being handed off to the right person. They'll send it through. There's insurance you can buy as well. That would be what I would suggest. Yeah.
Can I quickly add on to something like that? Colin, that's an amazing point.
Thanks, buddy.
But with this, for example, like this was one of my chase cards for the longest time. It's an Entei Gold Star. And at the time, I got a 3, which was somehow the lowest in terms of value in all of the possible grades you could get. Like it was like 200. Like I was better off just keeping it raw because it would have been like a couple hundred. But it went down to 2. And I just didn't understand. But I was like, again, I don't really care. Like I love the card regardless. I'm keeping it. But then market shifts, like time passes, and now like I obviously didn't touch it and it's still a PSA 3, but it skyrocketed to 12. I think it's currently sitting at 1200 or so. But again, like see, that's where it doesn't matter to me at the time, right? Like if it goes up, it goes up. If it stays at 200, then whatever. But I think that's what you gotta genuinely ask yourself is like, what are you doing this for, right? Like the grading aspect, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like general rule of thumb, and this applies more to modern cards, is you want to at least make the grading feedback. And then as you look into it more and more, at least just for me, I like obviously the older stuff will appreciate. It will appreciate at some point because as time passes, like you're saying, there'll be less of it, and then somebody will be like, "Oh, I really want it for 1,200," and then suddenly now it's worth 1,200. So that's like the almost like fun part about grading vintage is like who knows what will happen in a little bit. It's pumped less than or it doesn't get like pumped and dumped as much as the modern stuff because it is genuinely harder to get. But yeah, I echo what Colin said as well. High Score Weekly, if you I would bring it into a show or like a trusted local store that does PSA submissions or tag submissions, and then like physically hand it off to them. You see them seal it, you fill out the form in person. There's like a face that you can attach the process to, and then they're usually pretty good with following up with you as well. But yeah, shows in your area wherever you are based. Jordan says pumping mentioned. Interesting. No
Is it mentioned
problem,
every stream?
If you have any other questions, feel free to write it in. We got 2 wise folks here who have been like pretty much.
Whoa, I like
2 wise.
Thank you.
I was gonna say
Wise.
like as I guess like even me myself like I think as I was getting back into Pokemon, Colin, you messaged me. Oh, we ran into each other in the store at everything J&J, right?
J&J. That's right.
Crazy.
There's no
Was that
way
the
you
night we bought
collected.
the Stellar Crown? We bought the Stellar Crown blisters.
I think it was.
That's crazy.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like I was like, so just like I don't know if I told the story before, but I think it was that summer or whatever. It was like slightly after COVID was cooling off, so I'm like, I need like an in-person hobby again, right? I need to join a sport or do something like in person. So I like looked into playing Pokemon, and then for my bachelor party, I bought a box, like a booster box, of Twilight Masquerade. At the time,
quite the bachelor party.
It was
nice.
Hey, at the time it was only $150 in
What?
Yes.
August, September 2024. And then I was
That's
like, cool, great. We opened it, and then we're like, oh, maybe we should go look and buy more singles and all that. And then, yeah, shortly after I ran into you, Colin, and then you were like, it's my first day getting back into it. I was like, that's crazy. It's like our third day getting back into it.
Colin with his backpack and lunch bag. It's my first day.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
well,
I'm
as
ready to
senior
go.
third day at this store. So that's how fast it happened, and that was like, yeah, under 2 years ago. And now you guys are like
Yes.
vending every week, and I'm
So
traveling the
fun.
world for Pokemon, more or less. So it is pretty crazy. So
Mhm.
do you have any like advice or lessons learned over the past year vending? Any stories around what you learned, or like even if it's angry
No,
customer
sorry.
stories?
No, I'm laughing because I know immediately where Colin and I are going.
Oh,
but-
okay, go
but,
for it. Yeah.
but we can't.
Oh no!
Oh
Oh
no, it's
no!
okay.
I think Samson,
Post-show,
we can tell you this
post-show.
like offline, obviously, but that's a good question. Public facing.
Yeah, or even any like advice for folks that are thinking
Mm.
about starting to vend Pokemon, or just get back into Pokemon cards in general.
I had someone on Marketplace I did a deal with, just for like a few cards. He wanted to, and I didn't know till afterwards, but he wanted to start vending. And we've kind of been chatting here and there. Like, he's asking me like, "Oh, is my inventory enough? Is my display case big enough? What shows to reach out to? Blah blah, all this kind of stuff." And I think like at the end of the day, you can only prepare so much to start to vend. You just you kind of just need to just do it. Like, you won't know till you try. You'll never be like, you'll never like feel ready enough. You just have to go and give it a shot and do your best. So yeah, my advice for someone that wants to start vending or just like even get into the hobby, just do it. You'll never know until you try.
Yeah. Like to like continue Colin's point, and I agree with that so much, is like when we first started like the flea market, like we went to a show, I forgot which one it was. Colin will remind me if he can, but we went to like our first like show. We went around like analyzing everyone's like inventory and like how they had things displayed, and again we were overwhelmed with the information because again everyone's different, like you just handle things differently, right? But when we were there, we are trying to take notes and we are trying to like compress and be like, okay, so this is gonna go here, this is gonna go here, this is, but like you said, you can only do so much like preparing, and then you just gotta do, right? So when we finally went to the flea market, like we just we had no idea what we were doing, so we just propped up the tables, like just put everything out, and we just figured out as we went. Every week maybe was slightly different, but that was the best part, is that if we had feedback for ourselves, we would just apply it literally next week, like no problem, right? So like, and even like to this day, even right now, as we're like a year and a bit doing this, like there's always minor tweaks, there's always ways to improve. You can never like expect perfection because it doesn't exist. Yeah.
What kind of improvements have you made over time? Like, was it the way you set up the tables? Was it your process getting to the shows? Like, what big changes have changed since you just started?
It's a good one. I think like the way we lay things out on the table, how we invite customers, how we talk to customers, how we take in trades, what cards we take in for trades, what we want to sell, what we don't want to sell, like everything. Like because like when we first started, we just tried everything. We sold drinks at the flea market, we sold sealed product at the flea market, we sold packs at the flea market. Now we don't do any of that kind of stuff. Now we've narrowed it down to like what we do on a day-to-day basis that works for us. Yeah, we tried a lot of stuff and
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
I
of it
agree. Like
didn't
I think
work.
because
And
again, like we were trying to like take information from every which way and then just like compress it and just like be like jack of all trades, or just be like, oh, like if one person likes this and that's enough to try it, which isn't not true, but like sometimes like the effort's better allocated elsewhere for us, or like if we like even to this day, like we'll think we have an idea down, but then we're like, hey, what if we try pulling back on something, but then that means we can, you know, put the percentage into something else,
Real
so there's
businessy.
always
Yeah.
yeah.
I think most recently as well, like maybe one of the biggest change for us is like streaming, which is
Yeah,
hilarious
tell me.
because we never thought we'd get into streaming. Like we're like, this is something that we'll do. Like maybe like months in the future, whatever. And so we were lucky enough where someone from Whatnot reached out to us, and they partnered with us, showed us how to do it, and it was very scary at first. Like we never experienced anything like this. Like I also
Mm.
don't. I'm not very comfortable in front of the camera, so it's not like not
So
something. Or I don't know, maybe Andrew is. I'm not for
Have you
sure.
seen his videos on Instagram?
there's that's something we totally like jumped over. One is the whatnot streams and streaming. We'll come back to that. But two, if you
Mhm,
guys aren't following the Good Mart on Instagram, I think it's underscore the Good Mart
mhm.
on Instagram. There's like legit like content creation being put out, funny videos, funny skits, all that kind of
Thanks.
stuff. So it's like it's a real. You guys have like a real social media presence, which
Oh.
some vendors do, but
Oh.
not to.
Oh.
I wouldn't even say like in my
Stir
anecdotal
the
thing, right?
pot. Let's do it.
Like
No,
like
no,
not
not
as much
certain.
as you guys, not at least not as thoughtful as you guys, right? Like
Mm.
Oh,
some
thank you.
vendors will do like an AI video and then say like we're at
Mm.
this show, but you guys
Oh,
have
Yeah,
like
like if
I
real
saw
if
that
stuff.
one. I saw that one.
if I can like touch on that a little bit,
Sure, yeah.
like a side quest on that. But yeah, like I think that's one thing that I love about like me and Colin is that like everything we do is just like it's fun first. Like, is this something that we like to see? You know, like again, like at first because we're trying to just follow like what's been done and proven, right? It's like we just open packs, we just is it a hit or not? You know, like we had the mindset, oh, like if there's no hit, then it's a dud video. If there's a hit, then maybe something will happen. But then we find that like just actually creating like actual like fun skits that we enjoy or just like doing things like slightly different that like you wouldn't typically see in the Pokemon community. Maybe you'd see elsewhere, like maybe someone did like a funny movie review, or maybe someone did like a like, oh, are you waiting for the box to hit me?
Yeah,
Type
yeah.
video. But then you can just apply like Pokemon elements to it, and just like have fun that way. Um, that sometimes like I think you should call and I don't take ourselves like seriously, like at all. Like we're
Yeah.
business when we need to be, but like when we're like customer facing or like just when we're in like the hobby, like it's just all fun, right? So like we're not afraid to like make a fool out of ourselves or just do something just because like we think it's funny, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is like first and foremost a fun to it, and a creativity to it, and the enjoyment comes first. If you're not having fun doing it, then it's like it's not even worth doing.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Mhm.
yeah. Tell me a little bit about the Whatnot streams. I guess for folks who aren't familiar, what is Whatnot, and how do you guys get involved in it, and how long have you been doing it?
Mhm. Whatnot is like a online streaming platform where you can kind of go there to like interact with people and sell cards through like a bidding system or just straight up buying. Someone from Whatnot reached out to us after they saw content on our page, and they're like, "Oh, we really like the style that you do. We really like that you vend quite often and stuff like that." And so we partnered with them. They kind of taught us the ins and outs of Whatnot. And then I guess now we just stream regularly, like twice a week. Um, Planning to hand that off to somebody else eventually that works with us or works for us. Sorry. I just have employees yet.
Cool.
But yes, it's a very different like experience than vending in person because you get to meet a whole different side of a community that you don't normally would get to at a show.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And how's that experience been so far? More or less vending on Whatnot, selling on Whatnot.
It's very scary.
Really?
I think
Oh, okay.
the first few streams, I was like, okay, we gotta pack the cards now. We gotta ship it out to Chit Chat or Canadian Post or UPS or whatever. It's like such a
Wow.
different experience because you gotta make sure the quality is good. You gotta make sure like things are secure. You got the right label on the right cards. Nothing's missing. So like the first few streams, we were like, well, at least for me, I was like sweating. I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, blah blah blah. But then
Yeah,
eventually
yeah,
got
Yeah.
to a point where like, okay, this is like second nature to us. So
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it was fun times.
Cool. Cool. Andrew, how have you been finding Whatnot? And it sounds like it's essentially a whole other business because it's not like you're in person, it's online
Yeah,
streaming,
for
right?
sure. It's all under the umbrella of like the Good Mart, but it is like a different branch, I'd say. Like I think what's nice and what really solidified, I think, um not solidified, but just like reassured us, I guess, in a different aspect, is that like we're doing this for the right reasons and we're doing this because we love it first.
Mm-hmm.
Because with shows, and I think it's because we also started at the flea market, our expectations were different. Because at the flea market, people would just come and buy looking for used bags
Yeah. Yeah.
or ancient art, and then they're like, "Oh, you sell Pokemon? That's pretty cool." you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then like we started to have somewhat of an audience, and we have like our OGs that we see even to this day, which is amazing. But it's always by chance, right? Like people like just like meander by and they're like, "Oh, great, I guess there's Pokemon here." But at shows, now it's more select. People go there with intention to find cards, but then now they still have to make their way to us and all that, right? But with Whatnot, it narrows it down to they're coming and they're staying for us, right? So
Um,
it's very different.
mhm.
But it's nice because then we get to interact with the people that we normally would, or we get to meet like new faces and interact with people that we've never talked to before. And if they stay, then that's great. And then slowly they might become like a regular. It's nice because we've had like inside jokes or like just people that join the chat and then we'll like, oh, is this person here? Like, oh, and then they'll bid against each other, even though they've
Oh
never
wow.
met, you know. But there's like ongoing tropes, and that's where it's so fun because it really starts to feel like a genuine community that we're like building. And I think with Whatnot, we really like feel that, you know. Obviously, again, like
Interesting.
it's a business is like a whole different dynamic with that, but just in terms of that, it's a different experience, but it's great.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other fun stories like that through your experience vending, like at shows? Sell anything cool, buy anything cool? For audio listeners, they're like nodding at each other.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. My bad. Funny stories. I feel like every show there's always funny stories. Um,
I
I
have
don't know
one
actually.
if you wanna brew
Go
a
for it.
little
Go
bit.
for it. You do you.
So we had, and again, this is what I love is that everything was just like, by I don't want to say by accident, but just kind of flowed naturally. But at this one Bosa show, we did, um, I love it. This kid, I'll just say this kid in case. But this kid comes up to our table and then he sees behind us the people next to us or behind us, and they sell sealed stuff, like almost exclusively sealed stuff. And they have like stacks on stacks, and there's like 4 tier shelf that's just sealed stuff. And then the kid comes to our table and he points and he's like, that reminds me of scalping. And he said it out loud. And then like he thought it was like our table, and then immediately before we could say anything, Paula just died. Like there's a video on this. It's our most viewed video. I think it has like 74,000 views
Oh
or
damn.
whatever.
Yeah.
But he like he's like, no, like am I wrong? And he just kept going. Colin, I just need to take a second to be like shh, it's the other vendors. Like I don't know,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
they are. It's the Charizard, Mega Charizard one.
Oh yeah. So this kid points
Yeah,
to the other
yeah,
table and starts
yeah,
calling them scalpers at
yeah.
your table.
Yeah. But then we realized like he's 10 or 12 or something like that, and he's genuinely collecting. He's in this because he actually likes it, and he's doing it with his brother.
Wow.
So he was there like to buy other stuff, but it just happened to make like a passing comment, and then like it was so funny that like we made a clip out of it, and then it's become like our most like viral video, and like now
Mhm.
he's like an ongoing like thing in our community. Like whenever we post like a video on YouTube, we'll have people are like, where's the kid, or where's that the kid? Or like now whenever we see him, like we call him the king. We go, oh, Return of the King, and then
Oh, okay.
we'll do we'll
We'll
clap
kneel
him, we'll
before
shake his
him.
hand. And then like yeah, like we see him like 4 or 5 times now, and he's like an ongoing like thing
Yeah.
in our videos, and it's just always a joy to interact. But it was a complete like passing comment, but like no, like it became its own thing.
This is a very
Mhm.
natural experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I hope the kid, I mean, that kid's got a sharp eye to
Oh yeah,
to know what his
everyone in
He's
the
a good
chat's like, oh,
businessman.
it's a future entrepreneur. Like he knows what he's
Yeah.
doing, stuff like that. Yeah.
in it for the
Yeah.
passion, not just the money. Yeah. That's awesome. Plans for the future. I want to ask you guys like I'm not going to say 5-year plan because Good Mart's only been around for like 2. We'll say 2. But like, what's the future of the Good Mart for you guys? Or at least like, ideally, where do you see yourselves with the Good Mart in a year, 5 years, 10 years? I don't know. Colin,
gone.
we can start
It's
with
just
you if
gone.
you want to. Gone.
Oh, just kidding. I don't know how much I can share or not share.
Oh, okay. You don't have to give us the
I'll
scoop
let
if you don't need to. If it's not
no.
ready.
I'll let Andrew kind of go through some of the finer details. But
Sure.
ideally, we'd love to move into like a physical store space. Um, and hopefully no one steals this idea. But we also want to have like a nice cafe in it as well. I used to also be a realtor, so I'm constantly looking at places to like kind of like lease out and what zoning looks like and all that kind of stuff. But that's in the oh bless you, Andrew. That's in more of the future plans. Um, what are your thoughts, Andrew, on the other stuff that's happening in the
Yeah.
in
I guess we could drop like a little teaser here. I won't say too much, but um, like Colin and I, like I'm very proud of us, and I don't want to hype us up too much, but like
No,
Colin and
please
I,
do. Yeah.
like we work full time, both, and we balance this in between every week, every other week or so. But what I love about us is that we're always trying to like think big picture and like think like down the line. So we have this idea called Good Project, essentially. It's really spinning off Good Mart, Good Cafe once we have like that storefront. But essentially, like we want to like build like a space, um, like physical, but also just like a sense of community where like creators, entrepreneurs, local businesses, like like us essentially, and yourself can like come together and like just support one another, um, and like just supporting people because like we never really had that in a sense. And not to say that like we know all the answers and we can we have the magic touch and all that, but
Mhm,
like wherever we can support, like we love to do whatever we can, right?
mhm,
So like we have plans to interview like local businesses. We have plans to collaborate and like just just a lot of rifting and like that's like a couple years down the line, but we have a couple things in the works like behind the scenes that we're always like working on.
mhm,
So in terms of like a physical sense, for sure, like a store, a cafe within where people can just come, like rip packs, chill, have like Pokemon night, whatever. But if they also don't know anything about Pokemon and they just want to study for a few hours, that's more than perfect, right?
mhm,
Um, but yeah, we want to really build like um a sense of like a community where everyone's just kind of like supporting each other, and it's all within like the umbrella of what we already do. I feel.
Mm-hmm. No, dude, I love that. Like, count me in. Opening day, you let
Yeah.
me know. I used to be
Yeah.
a barista. I can help pour some mochas and lattes. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that you gave me like essentially two answers, like an almost like
oh,
the 5-year plan. I don't know, the store. I love the cafe idea. First of all, like that is super fun, and we don't have a space like that here. No, okay, let's
just
keep
kidding.
it low.
I just
This
did.
podcast is gonna go, but I love that idea. Nobody else steal it. So I love that building a physical space is important, and then yeah, like even bigger picture, just supporting the entrepreneur creator small business community here in Vancouver is and beyond, I guess, wherever in the world, that is so needed. And yeah, it's just like very forward thinking, and I think that's really cool, you guys.
Oh, that's really nice. We're
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is there, so as we close out this episode, um where can people find you guys? I know that we're all based out of Vancouver area.
Mhm.
But first of all, I guess, where can people find you online? And then where can people find you in person?
Yeah, I think the most easiest place to find us would be probably on Instagram underscore the Good Mart. That'd probably be the best place to find us. In person, we're always at card shows. You can see our card show schedule on our post as well as our streaming schedule. So if you want to drop by a stream and come say hi, that's totally fine too. You don't need to buy anything. You're all chill. But yeah, online Instagram, best place to see us, find us,
Yeah.
and
We're
connect with
working
us.
on like finalizing like a website and just other forms of reaching out like online. But yeah, Instagram I'd say is where we're most active, or
Mhm.
calling the most
Mhm.
active.
The funny
You're on
reels,
there
the
too.
YouTube videos, it's all
Mhm.
there. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys, for blessing us with your presence and sharing your wisdom on what it's
Nah,
like
that was all you.
to vend and do Pokemon in like a passionate way, not just the money way. Not saying that the folks out there that are like vending Pokemon, like if you're trying to make money, that's fine too. It is a business. The Pokemon company is also trying to make a business,
That's
but
true.
it's like trying to find a healthy in between it all. And I feel like you guys have found have found a healthy in between, and the direction you're going is like pretty special. And I think that it's something that everybody should keep an eye on, because we're still in the infancy of the good Mart. There's still many cool things to come, even more cool things to come. Before we close out the episode, is there anything you guys want to shout out? Is there anybody you want to shout out? Anything like that?
Well, I want to shout out you. You're doing an amazing job hosting us. I really appreciate you for everything you've told. You're just like, I'm not saying glazing, but you're like yeah. I
Hey, it's okay. I don't mind glazing.
You're just really awesome. I really appreciate you for reaching out and
thank
supporting
you.
us. And
Thanks,
Yeah,
Colin.
no, this is super cool. Like this is like the first, I guess, like proper like interview call I've had. Like we've talked to a bunch of people like here and there in passing, and like just but like this really feels like a different sense of community. That's something that's not within our space. So it's really, thank you for this opportunity. Seriously.
No, thank you. Anytime you guys want to come back, if we ever want to do like a redo or a part 2 about where we're at, where the Good Mart is at in like a year or whatever, 6 months, a year, you're always welcome on. And every time, we love talking about Pokemon here on Grow Up Level Up. I think it's like the one like franchise IP that people have literally grown up and leveled up with all these years, and still do, because I'm pretty sure the three of us are going to be doing Pokemon something until we're old and retired. So
right.
the whole community, whatever it is, vending, playing, starting businesses through Pokemon, like that is very much in our DNA. So you guys are welcome back anytime. Mr. Hawks in the chat says, my brother and nephew started collecting Pokemon cards in the last couple of years. He's gonna let them know about y'all. So
yeah,
thank you.
now you have a community out in the United States as well.
and
amazing.
Oh,
And Sir
amazing.
Dr. JM says next time he'll be here. He's the co-host. He's usually here, but I pranked
very
him
cool.
with the
thank you. No worries.
with the scheduling this week.
That's okay.
I mean, no, once again, thank you guys for coming on. Thanks for your time. Colin, do we want to let people know how we know each other, or should we keep that a secret?
Secret.
We're distant. I don't even know if we're like really considered cousins, but like distant cousins that we
that somehow ended up here.
Yeah, somehow
it's fun though. We see each other at family dinner, so
yeah,
close
like
enough. So that's how me and Colin stay connected, everybody. But if you want to stay connected to us, you can follow us at Grow Up Level Up on all the socials, including Instagram. That's where we are most active. Like I said, you can also follow us on Twitch if you want to be a part of the live show, just like High Score Weekly did with the questions today, just like Sir Dr. JM, Mr. Hawks, the entire crew from JK Games Rating in, Kayla, we got the drop in, drop out folks, everybody coming in, Alligator, Blaster Goblin, Perry Chu, all being a part of the show today. If you want to be one of the names that I just listed, go to twitch.tv/growuplevelup, hit the notification bell, and you'll know when we go live. And if you can't catch us live, find us on YouTube. Leave a comment about your favorite Pokemon and whether or not you collect Pokemon cards as well, because that is a really fun hobby that I think we all got into really hard the past 1 or 2 years. And I don't think we're going to stop. It's brought a lot of new community and new friends. Can't stop, won't stop. But thank you so much for joining live today, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.